Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Beyond the Courts with NM Law Chambers. I'm Neeha Nagpal and I'm joined today by my colleague Supriya Julka. We're here to discuss the latest Supreme Court judgment in the case of Frank Vitus versus NCB. Now, this petition decided a very important question: whether an accused of being a foreign national in that case, who was being granted bail, could be directed to share his Google PIN location with the investigating officer, and also whether a foreign national who was being given bail for an offence committed in India by the Indian courts was required to get an undertaking that he will submit to the jurisdiction of the Indian courts by the concerned embassy of that country, as the case may be, situated in India. So the Supreme Court, in a nutshell, decided that no such undertaking was required to be given by any embassy. And secondly, the Supreme Court also held that as a condition of bail, an accused is not required to give or share his Google PIN location with the investigating officer, as that impinges on the right to privacy and the Article 21 rights. Supriya, what are your views on this?
Yeah, so I think the court has actually kind of taken a very logistical view on this condition, on the conditions for the bail, because as we know that the conditions for bail are basically should be in the interest of justice, but that interest of justice should not go on to be arbitrary for a person who is not even accused as such, who may be a suspect, as in this case. Also, the conditions are imposed so in order to address whether to understand that the accused is basically following the investigating procedures, he is not tampering the evidence, he is not influencing witnesses. So these are the parameters under which the bail conditions are imposed by the courts. But now, considering the fact that Frank Vitus and several other accused persons, when they are being granted bail, it's become a fashion of imposing them a condition to drop in a Google PIN for them, for the investigating officers to be able to know their exact locations, which is in fact in turn against the very principles of Puttaswamy judgment by the Honorable Supreme Court, which has categorically laid down that liberty of an individual in the private space and the right to be left alone at a
and the right to privacy is a fundamental right. So yeah, I agree with you. I think Supreme Court has once again not only reiterated that bail is the rule, jail is an exception, they've also gone a tad bit further, especially in the era of post the until bail law that was laid down again by the Supreme Court, where they've sort of said that look, you may be giving someone bail, but he may not be sitting inside in jail, but asking an accused, asking somebody who's whether charge sheeted or still undergoing investigation to give his Google PIN location is as good as keeping him in custody, because you are limiting his movement, you are keeping a track on him, which is not the purpose and the intent of bail. And the grant of bail has to be weighed against the fundamental right to privacy. So I think all in all, Supreme Court has once again sort of been the true custodian of fundamental rights. Yes. So that's our two bits on this latest judgment and the right to bail versus the right to privacy. Signing off from here, and we shall see you soon.